Right, so just quickly, what is engineering? You've already heard a bit about it, but this is my take on it. So engineers shape the world in which we live in, okay? We use science and maths to help solve real-world problems that people face on a daily basis. Okay, so basically we help people and we solve problems, but helping people is a big thing. That's what we do, we help people. And we do that in all sorts of fields. You know, there's a lot of laboratory work, there's a lot of, you know, developing devices. This is an incubator to help a baby survive. An engineer would have designed that. Sustainable energy, and you'll be hearing, I saw in the program, you'll be hearing from other people today about sustainable energy. This is what the world needs today. So again, we help people and we shape the world in which we live in. Engineers also design space rockets, of course. That's pretty cool. So what are the benefits? Again, you've heard a little bit about this. Again, as I said already, we help people, and that's what really motivates me. Great travel opportunities. I'll tell you a bit about where I've worked in the world, and you know, you don't have to leave Perth, but if you want to, there are so many opportunities all around the world if you have a degree in engineering. It pays well. A variety of projects I've already mentioned, and variety of roles. And also, not everybody wants to work in an office or a laboratory. There are so many opportunities to work outside, and I'll talk a bit about that as well. So I mentioned I studied at University of Western Australia. I studied something called biomedical engineering, which at the time was 2 degrees. I studied a bachelor degree in electrical engineering and a Bachelor of Science majoring in neurophysiology. So that covered all sorts of different topics. I did a subject in robotics. I did do a lot of programming. It wasn't really what I enjoyed doing, but you get some pretty cool results out of learning different programming languages. So I ended up enjoying it. I didn't at the start, but I found it pretty cool in the end. And then as part of your engineering degree, you have to do some practical work and work out in the field. And I spent 12 weeks at Royal Perth Hospital in their medical physics laboratory, working with patients with, or clients with motor neuron disease and cerebral palsy, and modifying their wheelchairs for them. So again, helping people. Now, when I left university, there weren't that many jobs in biomedical engineering, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to travel. So there was a graduate position offered at Fremantle in the ports, which offered a lot of travel. So I thought, well, I'll take that. You know, I'm not really sure what I want to do. And I ended up spending 5 years with, it was P&O Ports at the time, and now it's Dubai Ports World. I started in Fremantle and I was there for about a year, and then they transferred me to their head office in Sydney. And I was flying around to 12 different ports around Australia, working on various different projects. It wasn't just engineering, it was a lot of commercial management, a lot of auditing, but also looking at cool projects. You can see that picture at the top left there. Looking at ways of changing the mode of operation at ports, automating you know, driverless vehicles, all that sort of thing, and all the software that goes along with managing a port. And that took me to India for a few months. So we were developing a software program in Hyderabad in India. And that was such a cool experience. Obviously, I'd lived in Sydney, I lived in Melbourne for a bit with that job as well, but I hadn't really travelled overseas. So going to India was so exciting. It was such vibrant culture. And working with the software engineers there and just experiencing that different culture was pretty cool too. Something that's really cool about engineering, or the field that I'm in, is you get to either design or work with the designers to create something on paper. So you draw, you know, an architect will draw, this is what I think this bridge should look like. And then all the different engineering disciplines then make it work. The structural engineers, the geotechnical engineers, you know, the electrical engineers, everybody works together to make it happen. So just in terms of engineering and the different roles you have, I just wanted to mention some of the skills you need. Creativity. you're solving problems, so you need to be creative, hardworking. I always say I like to work hard and play hard. It's never affected my social life. In fact, I think it's improved it. So you should work hard to have a good career. Optimistic, you are going to have problems, but nothing is unsolvable. So having some optimism really helps. I so enjoy working with other people. In my career, I love working with other people and in teams and learning about different people and the different skills they have and being exposed to that. Logical, you need to be able to see the logic in a situation. Physics and maths, it's about logic. And resilience, that you will have problems, but keep trying. Have that resilience to solve them. Squiggly line, I was going to mention that in terms of a lesson in my career. I thought my career would look like that. I'm going to be a biomedical engineer. It ended up looking a bit like that, but I have no regrets. I absolutely love working in rail. I love having an impact on that many people's lives in a sustainable form of transport. It's absolutely fantastic. So don't expect that straight path. It's going to be squiggly, but it will be a lot of fun along the way. The other lesson that I wanted to say, I've never found it a problem being a woman in engineering. It's true that there aren't as many women in engineering as there are men, but I've never found that to be a problem, and it's never affected my life outside of work. So just to leave you with a bit of a message, whatever you do choose to do, and I hope that you will consider engineering as a career, make sure you have fun. Do something you enjoy, have fun, and you won't have any regrets.